Welcome. My name is Trish. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Neptune Moon reading. I have cards placed on the table already because I began this reading without pressing record. Luckily, it alerted, my whole screen went black. So it alerted me when I was only up to the second card that I wasn't recording. So I'm so grateful that I didn't miss the entire reading. What we're talking about today is light codes, where I'm going to be tapping in and asking about light codes to the Neptune moon. Now, before I do, I'll just let you know that the Neptune moon deck is available on the website. It's a limited edition, which means when it sells out, I'm not reordering. I may bring this one back next year for another quick run or the year after, but I won't be making this a permanent deck. So especially if you've been asking for it on this channel, because I know a lot of people on this channel like this deck, please jump on the website now. I'll put the link in the description, so make sure you get your copy of the Neptune moon, because once it's gone, it's gone. It won't be ordered again for at least 12 months. So getting back to the reading, now the things that's been happening has been waking up in the middle of the night to different light codes on my ceiling. They've come in different patterns, I see waveforms, I see solid circles forming patterns. I don't know what it means, but that's what I'm seeing. But I also see light codes weaving into each other. I have seen light code symbols, but I don't know what they mean. I can't remember the symbols, but I've seen structures of light codes, and I don't understand what they mean, but I know they mean something. So, and this is what I've been seeing in my night apparitions when I wake up, and it's just showing me patterns on the ceiling. Sometimes I just see the whole ceiling as like a waveform, like light wave, no ceiling, just a light wave. Sometimes it comes in with different things riding the waves, or sometimes it's just showing me different grids. So this is what I've been experiencing over the last few months while I have been working on the Immortal Cycle Oracle. Just checking the sound there to make sure we are in Neptune retrograde, Mercury retrograde, and I just wanted to make sure the sound was working on this reading. So now I asked to connect in to my high guides to work with understanding what it all means, what these light code visions that I've been having, what they all mean. I may tap in again, I said, when I get my Immortal Cycle Oracle in, so I can see, because that's all about light codes. It's about light grids. It's about remembering past timelines or past lives, or where you've had those knowledge or understanding of different things, and remembering and returning those powers back to you, that understanding back to you. So that's what that oracle is about that's coming in next. So I may revisit this question again. So getting into the reading now, which I'd already started. This is my second time back with this reading. First of all, we have the cosmic reflection. The universe corresponds. This is a hermetic principle, and it indicates that what you put out to the universe responds in kind. So here was me saying, okay, I'm working on this Immortal Cycle Oracle. It's about light codes, and it's about understanding how it all works, and having certain abilities, and understanding that. And I said, I want to really engage into these energies of this oracle, understand what it all means. So that was my intention going in. I wanted to really be part of it and experience it both physical and spiritually as well. So they're saying that the universe has responded to my request. So the cosmic reflection is about the universe corresponding to my request. Also, I'm being drawn now, and as I'm looking at the image, I'm seeing that it's a reflection. So looking into the waters here as a reflection, I'm seeing a reflection. And it's funny because I saw that's how on one of the couple of times that I saw it, it's almost like a reflection. It was waves. It was like frequency light waves is what I was seeing. So it's about peering in to the reflection through the waves. Light waves reflect to us what we are putting out. So what we are requesting, we can see it through, almost like looking through a mirror is what they're showing me. They're talking about looking into a mirror and seeing the reflection of truth, or truth of reality coming back to you. This is what they're showing me. So they're showing me the scene that wasn't there, where it's just like light ripple waves of light, not water but light, they're showing me that it's peering through a veil or peering through the truth of reality. So it almost feels like looking into a puddle or looking into a water reflection or a mirror and being able to see something come back at you, reflect back to you. But they're showing me it's like it's showing me through light waves. It's peering through to see the answer appearing back. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes the light codes that I see are just ripples of reflection, ripples that I'm looking through. Nothing's reflecting back, it's just the ripples. Sometimes they show me there's something riding the waves. I see something on the waves. Sometimes I see it as like formation patterns within the waves. Sometimes I see it as grid lines. So I see it in different ways. Maybe it's how deeply I'm looking through that reflective surface, through that light wave particle of light wave. So how deeply I'm seeing into that reflection, or through into the, maybe it's crossing the realms is what I'm seeing now, crossing realms and peering beyond the veil. So sometimes I just see the veil, but I see the veil, this is what's coming to me now, seeing the veil as a light form, waveform of light, and being able to peer back through that. Sometimes I peer deep enough through that I can see codes. Sometimes I see nothing. I just see the wave. So that's what they're telling me now as I'm touching into that card. This card here is the path of betterment, path of progress or self-betterment. So here, and I hope I remember the words that came through because I did tap in and they did tell me things. They were talking to me about cellular memory is what they were telling me when I was tapping into this card. And I'm sorry it's not organic now because it's already happened. I've already tapped in and brought the message through, so I can't remember exactly how they told me, because usually it comes through and then I forget what I've said. So this is why recording's really good, because then you remember what they've actually said to you. So they were talking to me about, I was saying the card is path of progress. I'm just tuning back in again. Path of progress for self-betterment. It's like memory code. It's about cellular memory. It's about remembering maybe the past abilities or past lessons, past understanding. Maybe it goes beyond timelines or past lives. This is separate information coming through now. So maybe it goes beyond past experiences that we've had, and it goes back into the consciousness, the collective consciousness, the realm of tapping in. Let me try and understand this a little bit better. And it's funny, it's called self-betterment. I just got completely blocked then. So the original raw message that came through when I tapped into this originally was cellular memory. They're telling me that cellular memory, those light codes are cellular memory. That's right. They told me that they attach or magnetize to the cellular memory. So the light codes of knowledge or information, path of progress or self-betterment, aligns to the cellular memory already in our core structure. That's what they're giving me. So it's like a it's okay. What I'm seeing now is like like as above so beyond, but so as above so below. They're showing me how at the atomic level looks similar to the and I'm sure I'm not the expansive. So the expansive. So you zoom right in, and that looks very similar to zooming right out. This is what they're showing me. So they're showing me that we're talking now about that cellular level. So when you zoom right in, that's what they're showing me. Everything appears differently. So it's appearing. That's why I'm seeing it as light codes. It's like a language which appears differently than when. Okay, so they're showing me it's like this linear thing, and I know time's not linear. I'm not talking about time. I'm talking about the cellular code. So we're zooming right into the cellular level. It has a different language, a different code, a different understanding of how that existence is. And again, it changes and expands, and it's different again to the external, which is when you zoom right out. But they're showing me with the light codes is that cellular memory zooming right in and reading that language. So interesting, very, very different, very, very interesting. That's just what they relayed to me back then. Okay, so let's tap into the next card. The next card is called Cosmic Upgrade, Improvements. Okay, I find that very interesting, firstly, because they were just showing me the improvements on a cellular level, betterment on a cellular level, reading this light code language, but then I was talking and they kept showing me cellular level, cosmic level, so expansive, and then the next card is cosmic upgrade. So it, as above, so below, if there's a betterment or an understanding or a growth, download, we'll call it download because that's what people seem to understand, download. If there's this download, which I'm actually talking about the light code language, attaching on a cellular level, it affects you on the physical level, but also on the cosmic level, the expansion. So they're showing me the 3 different levels. They're showing me that zoom right into the cellular, out to the cosmic, and then of course the physical as well. So they're showing me the improvements on all the levels by tapping into that light code, downloading that information, understanding that light language, which I've got to be honest, I don't understand it. I don't know what it means. I couldn't read it. I just know it was there, and I know I must have been understanding it on a cellular level. Downloading the information on a cellular level to make the improvements both on the physical but also in the cosmic level. That's the way they've showed me in the most basic way to explain what just happened, what that's all about. Okay, tapping into the next card is the polar duality, opposites finding balance. Again, really interesting that it's aligning to what they've been showing me. So, and I didn't pre-read any of those when I read this before I pre-read the top 2 cards. I didn't even know what was coming. But now I'm seeing, and look at all these cards as I'm looking into them. Yeah, they're really fascinating. At a glance, I'm seeing light codes straight up as I'm looking into that. I'm seeing, reading light codes. How interesting is that? It all aligns to what I've just said or what I just downloaded, the information that came in. Polar duality, let's touch back into this card and understand this on a deeper level. We're talking about opposites finding balance, which is really interesting because they're showing me the cellular level, cellular memory, the light codes understanding and downloading on a cellular level, which then corresponds on an zoomed out cosmic level. So they're showing the 2 level, finding that balance. Now meeting in the middle, where I guess would be the physical level, but they're showing me how one affects the other. And I did say as above, so below, one will affect the other. But it's finding balance. So finding that harmony and balance on the cellular level, on the zoomed in level, balances the energies on the cosmic or the physical level. This is what I'm being explained now. So polar duality. Now let me just go to the guidebook, and I never do this, I know. I prefer just to touch in and just hear what they're saying, but that guidebook is pretty good. It's an interesting guidebook, so I just want to get the higher meaning out of that one. Let me just read that to you when I find it. Will it be here? Yes, it is. Okay, and it is card number 73. So this download is available as well. When you purchase the Neptune Moon deck, you will also see the PDF there, which is free version PDF. Okay, so we're looking at balance of opposites, yin and yang, integration, tension as transformation, non-dual awareness, shadow and light dances, divine paradox, harmonizing extremes, and inner equilibrium. So this card appears when you're being asked to hold both ends of this spectrum with awareness. Maybe you've been pulled by competing desires or stuck in the all or nothing kind of thinking. Polar duality says opposites aren't enemies, they're collaborators. That's really interesting. Embrace nuance. Your growth is in the grey. Okay, so there's just about a balance. It's talking about collaborating the inner, which is I'm seeing it as the cellular memory, the zoomed in version, working in harmony with the zoomed out version. Now let's have a look at the higher realm meaning of this. Your guide whispers, true power lies in union. They applaud your willingness to sit with contradiction, honor complexity, and soften rigid edges. You're learning to harmonize, not homogenize. Expect breakthroughs in relationships, identity, and spiritual clarity once you stop needing to be one side to win. So when you're seeking that balance. On the spiritual insight, this is rooted in both Hermetic Hermetic principles of polarity, which is non-dual mystic tradition. This card activates your capacity to hold paradox. You're not becoming one thing, you're becoming whole. Every polarity is a gateway. The moment you stop resisting one side, the tension alchemizes into wisdom. Okay, so that's really interesting. So I'll go back into touching in and understanding it that way. But yeah, just interesting to see what the guidebook points out about the Hermetic principles of that. And these are both Hermetic principles: the reflection, the universe corresponds, principle of correspondence, and the principle of duality. So here, tapping into the inner oracle, and I already had a little light look into this one when I just went through, then had a little scan. It says truth resonates within. So now this is showing me that this person's reading the light code. You see these light codes coming up here? It's light. They're showing light, using the hands to tap in and read those energies and understand. They understand it eternally. Now, internally could be on the cellular level, like they were showing me or telling me, but it could be understanding it internally, like you're have to trust that you're the inner oracle and truth resonates within. So you may not understand it externally, may not understand it on the physical or the mental, but it's about understanding it on instinct, so within inner knowledge. Got to tap back into that energy of reading the light codes. Now you may, it might bypass the mental realm, which it did for me. I didn't understand it at all. I didn't know what any of them meant. I'd never seen them before. I couldn't even tell you now what those codes were, but I could just remember the frequencies they were showing me, but I couldn't read them. I couldn't understand them. But what this card is saying, that the truth resonates within you. So maybe you bypass that mental knowing and you understand it internally as the inner oracle. So that inner part of yourself knows what it means because you can read it on a cellular level. You and your body can read that language and understand it. And I was just seeing through the veil to be able to understand and receive the message. And I was reading it on some level, even though I don't understand it on the mental level or the physical level. Guiding light, seeking guidance and light. So here it's about, and this is what it was about light codes. It was about seeing light waves, and it's about being guided into direction, guided by understanding, by knowledge, by inner knowledge, resonating truth within. I'm just reading the cards back together against each other. So seeking guidance and light. So I was seeking guidance. I was seeking understanding, to understand how it all worked, and really engage with it on a physical way to when I was creating that deck, to really get to know the energies of it. So the universe was corresponding to my request for guidance about light codes. This is what these two cards are reading together. So they were responding to my request to understand what the light language meant. Now I don't understand it mentally, I don't understand it physically, but the cards are saying that in it the truth resonates within. I understand it on the cellular memory, and that's what's important, because that's the language that it understands, and that obviously understand it on some level. Interesting. So that was a really, really interesting reading. I didn't know what was going to come out of that one, so I'm quite happy with the results of that. It gave me a feeling of that even though I didn't physically understand it, mentally I couldn't comprehend it or read it or know what it meant, but on some level where it was intended to go, the truth resonated with me, and I understand what the message was, what they were bringing through. And funny that I think about it now, because the guide that I was talking to on one of the nights when all the flashbacks came back, he said to me, he was communicating with me, and they were happy that I was finally understanding the message. That's what he said to me. He was happy that I was finally understanding the message, even though I don't comprehend it mentally or physically. They were saying it was a communication, and I was understanding the communication. I got what they were sending or communicating to me. That's what he said. I got the message. I understood the message, and they were happy that I finally comprehended what they were saying, even though I don't. On some level, I did. So Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this reading, this Neptune moon reading, and I will be back again with the next one. If you have anything you'd like me to ask about light codes or about anything else Neptune moon related, please drop a comment. I love your comments. I appreciate everybody here. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't done so already. That is free and that helps me with the algorithm. Not that I care about the algorithm over here, but this is my place of getting in touch with my journey. This is my journey, this channel. This is me growing and developing and sharing my journey with you, so it resonates with you in some way. So it helps you grow, it helps, and your understanding maybe from a different perspective than mine, and that perspective helps me grow as well. So it's like sharing our experiences together so we all grow. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you on the next reading.